They say the sun never sets over the Empire of Kosa. That's a lie. I saw it set once, and I pray to every god I know that it never rises there again. I wasn't supposed to be in Kosa. No one was. The empire had long been swallowed by the desert, its name a whispered curse in the villages bordering the dread wastes. The elders spoke of it only in riddles and warnings. When the sun grows red and the air turns to ash, do not follow the wind, for it will lead you to Kosa. I should have listened. It began with a storm. No, not a storm, something worse. The sky split open, and the wind carried whispers, voices speaking a language older than any I had ever heard. I was part of a small caravan, guiding traders across the southern deserts. We were 4 days from any village when it happened. The wind turned cold, in the middle of the desert. Then we saw it, the ruins. Towers of obsidian and bone, rising like the spines of a dead beast. The air reeked of rot and iron, and the sands beneath our feet felt wrong, as if they were shifting, alive. "We must turn back," said the elder among us. His face was pale, his hands trembling. "This is Kosa. We are already dead." No one believed him. We were thirsty, desperate for shelter from the storm. So we entered. The gates were open, massive and cracked, as if something had forced its way out. Inside, the city was empty, silent, but it wasn't abandoned. The shadows moved. We found water in a crumbling temple, its walls lined with carvings depicting ancient kings, each one more monstrous than the last. Their eyes were made of black stones that seemed to drink in the light. One of the traders, Kemi, touched the water. His scream still haunts me. It wasn't water. It was something else, something alive. It wrapped around his hand, pulled him under. He fought, but the liquid, it fed. His skin shriveled. His eyes sank into his skull, and then he was gone, dissolved into the pool like he had never existed. We ran. We should have left right then, but the gates were no longer open. They were sealed shut with veins of black stone pulsing like a heartbeat. That's when we heard the drums. They came from deep within the city, a steady, relentless beat that echoed through the streets. With each beat, the shadows grew thicker, darker. And then they emerged, the children of Kosa. They were not human, not anymore. Once, perhaps, they had been like us, traders, wanderers, maybe even kings. But now they were husks, their skins stretched tight over their bones, their mouths twisted into eternal empty smiles. Their eyes burned with a dull red light. They did not walk, they floated, their feet never touching the ground, moving in rhythm with the drums. One by one, they took us. The elder was the first to fall. He dropped to his knees, clutching his chest as if something inside him had burst. I saw his shadow twist and merge with the others, his body collapsing into dust. We tried to fight, we tried to run, but Kosa does not let you leave. I don't know how I escaped. One moment I was in the city, surrounded by those things. The next I was lying in the sand miles away with no memory of how I got there. The wind had carried me out, but it left something behind. Even now I feel it. In my dreams, I hear the drums. I see the shadows, waiting just beyond the edge of the firelight. They whisper my name, calling me back. The sun never sets over the Empire of Kosa, but for those who enter, it never rises again. And I know one day the wind will find me, and it will lead me home.